In the world of Formula One, seconds can change destinies. But what happens when the checkered flag falls and the roar of engines fades into silence? Seven-time world champion Lewis Hamilton lives a life most can only dream of. Multi-million-dollar mansions across 4 countries. A car collection worth more than the GDP of small nations. And a Ferrari contract that made history before he even took the wheel. People see the glamour, the trophies, the celebration. What they don't see is the sacrifice. Behind the wealth and the winning lies a mystery. What drives a boy from a working-class British family to become not just the greatest driver of his generation, but a global icon worth over $300 million? And what is the price of pushing the limits of possibility? Monaco, 2025. The playground of the ultra-wealthy. And for Lewis Hamilton, home. At least one of them. We estimate Hamilton's net worth at approximately $300 million, making him the wealthiest active Formula One driver. But what's fascinating isn't just the amount, it's how he's built this empire. The cornerstone of Hamilton's wealth, a historic deal with Ferrari that shocked the racing world in early 2024. This isn't just another driver contract. This is a complete paradigm shift. Ferrari is paying him between $60 million to $87 million annually, potentially reaching $107 million with bonuses. But the real game changer is the investment fund. Ferrari's parent company Exor created a $272 million joint investment vehicle with Hamilton. This gives him access to private equity and venture capital firms that most athletes could only dream of. It's unprecedented. Money has never been the motivation for Hamilton, but it provides freedom. Freedom to make choices, freedom to create change. But where does all this money go? The answer takes us on a journey across continents, through some of the world's most exclusive neighborhoods. Hamilton's property portfolio alone is worth over $100 million. His London residence is perhaps the most striking, a historic Victorian mansion in Kensington worth $25 million. Built in 1860, this property spans 6,500 square feet across 4 floors, 6 bedrooms, 4 reception rooms, and a 200-foot garden in one of London's most prestigious neighborhoods. What most people don't know is that Hamilton purchased this architectural gem from former Burberry designer Christopher Bailey. The home represents more than just luxury. It's a statement about Hamilton's appreciation for history and craftsmanship. But London is just the beginning. In Monaco's exclusive Fontvieille district sits Hamilton's primary residence. A $30 million penthouse with breathtaking Mediterranean views. 4 bedrooms, a private swimming pool, and a 3,000-square-foot rooftop terrace where Hamilton often retreats from public scrutiny. Monaco isn't just a tax haven, it's where Hamilton can blend in among the ultra-wealthy, just another resident in a principality where extraordinary is ordinary. Yet neither of these properties is what Hamilton considers home. That distinction belongs to his mountain retreat in Bachelor Gulch, Colorado. Purchased in 2011 for $7.85 million, this secluded sanctuary represents Hamilton's vision for his post-racing life. Nestled among snow-capped peaks, it's where he envisions spending his retirement years. This is the place filled with love and memories, Hamilton once revealed on social media, offering a rare glimpse into his emotional attachment to a property. With his move to Ferrari, Hamilton has expanded his real estate portfolio to include a luxury apartment in Milan's Portanova district, where square footage prices are nearly double the city average. But perhaps most exclusive of all is the privilege granted to him by Ferrari, one extended previously only to Michael Schumacher, the right to stay at Enzo Ferrari's historic home in Fiorano. This isn't just accommodation, it's acceptance into Ferrari's most sacred inner circle. If Hamilton's homes reflect his appreciation for architectural beauty, his car collection reveals his passion for mechanical artistry. Valued between $40 to $50 million, it stands as one of the most valuable private car collections in existence. The crown jewel, a 1995 McLaren F1 chassis 044, purchased in 2017 for $15.62 million. With only 64 road versions ever produced, this automotive masterpiece has appreciated to approximately $20 million today. The McLaren might be the most valuable, but Hamilton's 2 Mercedes-AMG Project 1 hypercars might be the most significant, each valued at $2.7 million. These limited production vehicles, only 275 were made, represent the closest thing to driving a Formula One car on public roads. Their 1,063 horsepower hybrid powertrains utilize genuine F1 technology. Hamilton gifted one to his father, a poignant gesture considering his father Anthony worked multiple jobs to support his son's early racing career. Ironically, despite his imminent move to Ferrari, Hamilton has long been a Ferrari collector. His garage includes both of LaFerrari Coupe, 1.5 million, and the even rarer LaFerrari Aperta, 5 million, of which only 210 were produced. He also owns a Ferrari 599 SA Aperta, one of just 80 ever made. These cars aren't just possessions, they're investments that have appreciated significantly since purchase. Hamilton's automotive tastes extend beyond Italian exotics. His appreciation for American muscle cars led him to acquire a 1967 Ford Mustang Shelby GT 500 Eleanor replica for $1.4 million. Inspired by the iconic car from Gone in 60 Seconds. Powered by a 7.0-liter Ford V8, this vehicle represents Hamilton's appreciation for raw mechanical power that contrasts with the technical sophistication of his modern hypercars. What's particularly fascinating about Hamilton's car collection is its transition. In recent years, he's embraced a more environmentally conscious approach, focusing on electric vehicles for daily driving. This shift mirrors the evolution in his personal values, from conspicuous consumption to conscious luxury. This transformation extends beyond his material possessions. In 2019, Hamilton made a decision that stunned the ultra-wealthy community. He sold his $23 million private jet, accepting a $14 million loss in the process. His reason? Environmental concerns about his carbon footprint. For a man worth hundreds of millions, this financial loss represented something more valuable: alignment between personal values and actions. Yet Hamilton hasn't abandoned all trappings of luxury. His Sunseeker 90 Ocean yacht remains moored in Monaco. Purchased in 2009 for $4 million and now valued between $6 to $8 million, the 28-meter vessel accommodates 8 guests and features a professional chef's kitchen, a necessity for the vegan athlete who transformed his diet in 2017. Hamilton's commitment to veganism represents another facet of his evolution. Originally adopted for health reasons, it has become a cornerstone of his environmental activism. He has eliminated plastic from his homes and drives electric vehicles when not on the track. His goal: carbon neutrality in all aspects of life. This environmental consciousness extends to his business ventures. Hamilton's vegan restaurant chain, Neat Burger, has expanded internationally with backing from Leonardo DiCaprio. His fashion brand, Plus 44, focuses on sustainable streetwear collections. And as a Dior men's ambassador since 2024, he's currently guest designing the Fall 2025 lifestyle collection, bringing his influence to haute couture. But perhaps the most compelling aspect of Hamilton's life outside racing is his deliberate choice regarding personal relationship. At 40, Hamilton remains unmarried and childless, a conscious decision to prioritize his career. "I'm hungry, I'm ambitious. I don't have a wife and children. I'm focused on one thing, and that's winning. That's my number one priority," he told Time magazine in early 2025. His most significant relationship was an on-again, off-again 8-year connection with Nicole Scherzinger from 2007 to 2015. Since then, Hamilton has kept his private life increasingly guarded. Early 2025 rumors linking him with actress Sofia Vergara were quickly debunked. They had simply shared a friendly dinner in New York. The 12-year age gap, Vergara is 52, Hamilton 40, reportedly presented a barrier. But more significant was Hamilton's laser focus on his Ferrari transition. This singular focus has characterized Hamilton's approach to everything: racing, business, and social impact. His Mission 44 Foundation, established with a personal investment of £20 million, ranks among the most significant charitable commitments by any British athlete. This investment placed him 5th on the Sunday Times donation list in 2022, alongside individuals with far greater net worth. The foundation focuses on supporting young people from underrepresented backgrounds in education and STEM fields. Working alongside the Hamilton Commission, his research initiative investigating the underrepresentation of Black people in UK motorsport and STEM sectors, it has already catalyzed industry-wide change. Their work directly influenced Formula One's historic diversity and inclusion charter adopted in 2024. Among Mission 44's most impactful initiatives is the MSc Motorsport Scholarship Program, established in partnership with the Royal Academy of Engineering. These £25,000 scholarships have opened doors previously closed to marginalized communities. The first graduates have achieved remarkable success, with 60% securing positions at prestigious teams like Aston Martin and Mercedes. Hamilton's activism extends beyond structural initiatives to personal advocacy. His support for Black Lives Matter, including kneeling before races in 2020, brought racial justice conversations to a sport historically resistant to political statements. Using his platform of 26 million Instagram followers, Hamilton has made social justice advocacy inseparable from his public persona, a stance that earned him inclusion in Time magazine's 2020 list of the 100 most influential people. This willingness to risk commercial relationships for principle sets Hamilton apart from many athletes of similar stature. When asked if he feared backlash for his outspokenness, he responded, "I might lose endorsements, but there are more important things happening in the world than whether I win races or people like me." Yet remarkably, Hamilton's advocacy hasn't diminished his commercial appeal. His diversified investment portfolio includes a 0.2% stake in the Denver Broncos NFL team, acquired in 2022 for an estimated $4.65 million. He co-owns Dawn Apollo Films, which is currently producing an F1 feature film starring Brad Pitt. His Almave non-alcoholic tequila brand launched in 2023, targeting the growing premium non-alcoholic beverage market. His Team X44, competing in the all-electric Extreme E Racing Series, won the 2022 championship and received the Sustainability Award for its environmental initiatives. This venture perfectly encapsulates Hamilton's evolving identity, combining his racing expertise with environmental activism and business acumen. Hamilton's transformation from racing driver to global icon represents a remarkable evolution. The working-class boy, whose father worked 3 jobs to fund his karting, has become not just wealthy, but influential, leveraging his platform to address issues far beyond the racetrack. What makes Hamilton's journey particularly compelling is its incompleteness. At 40, with his Ferrari chapter about to begin, Hamilton stands at a fascinating intersection of his career. Will he secure a record-breaking 8th World Championship with the prancing horse? Will his business empire continue its exponential growth? And most intriguingly, what will Lewis Hamilton, a man who has dedicated everything to racing since childhood, do when he finally steps away from the cockpit? The answers remain unwritten, but what's clear is that Hamilton has already secured a legacy that transcends lap times and race victories. From the council houses of Stevenage to the heights of global influence, his journey represents something more universal: the power of talent when combined with unwavering determination and a willingness to evolve. In Monaco, the sun sets over the Mediterranean, casting long shadows across the harbor. Inside his penthouse, Lewis Hamilton contemplates his next chapter. The boy who once couldn't afford proper racing equipment now sits atop a $300 million empire, with the resources to reshape industries and influence global conversations. The checkered flag will eventually fall on Hamilton's racing career, but for the empire he's built beyond the fast lane, the journey is just beginning. Whatever challenges lie ahead, one thing remains certain: Lewis Hamilton will face them at full throttle, breaking boundaries and redefining what's possible, just as he's always done. As Hamilton himself often says, "The sky is not the limit, it's just the view."